Hello gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress 2 The Spy Chronicles. I'm your host Noam Chomsky, and today we're playing Payload on Barnblitz with the Saharan Spy item set. Now that item set consists of L'étranger as the pistol, which is the French skinny weird nosed pistol, Your Eternal Reward, which is the knife that doesn't let you cloak when you're using it, and Familiar Fez, which is the most important in my opinion because it took me the longest to get. I actually got it from a subscriber, so thank you very much to JJames2001 or Jake Go for giving me this, because, you know, I don't think I would have gotten it otherwise, and I really did need it for this spy subset class thingamabob. So what exactly does the Saharan Spy set actually do? Well, first of all, it reduces the decloak sound volume, which means that when you're decloaking from invisible to visible, you know, it's a lot less audible. The people behind or in front of you aren't going to notice and be like, hey, there's a spy behind me. And the drawback to that is what happens is when you're cloaking or decloaking and when you get hit, that sort of half visible, half invisible time, also known as the cloak blink time, is half a second longer, which means that, you know, you're a lot more easily noticed by people if you get bumped into often, so you just got to be a lot more careful. So I usually don't use the Your Eternal Reward knife, only because I'm really used to cloaking. I like, you know, cloaking into other people and stuff like that. So in this game you have to really rely on your watch. In this case I'm just using the basic run-of-the-mill invis-watch just because the cloak and dagger makes me camp a lot and the dead ringer is just kind of hard to use, so yeah. And I actually do not own the enthusiast timepiece, so I can't really tell you guys what I think of that watch, but I'm pretty sure it's just a re-skin of the old watches, so we're just gonna have to overlook that little watch thing. And in the meantime, let's actually talk about the gameplay. So for Payload specifically, you have to always be behind your enemy, and this game type is actually a lot easier to be behind your enemy than most other ones, just because there's one goal that they're trying to prevent the other team from, you know, moving forward. You know, if you're on offense, or if you're on defense, there's one goal that they're trying to get to and constantly trying to move forward. So there's a very defined line of defense and offense, and once you get behind it, you can just wreck balls and just destroy the other team, which is what I kind of got trying to do right there. I failed on the demo, but I got two other guys. And yeah, so that's the main thing, is especially when you're using the Your Eternal Reward, because you can't cloak into your enemy until you've killed him. You have to stay behind enemy lines as often as possible, and when you're using this knife specifically, you have to kill the person who's in the back of the pack. Because if you kill the person in front, the people behind are going to notice you, and I know that's pretty obvious, but you guys have no idea how many times I actually made that mistake by killing the second to last person, the third to last person. Always make sure that you're behind everybody before you start your kill chain. So there we go, we won the first round, which is offense. Now we're going to move on and be the red team, attack the blue team, and be defense. So the first very important thing that you need to do is make sure you're located in a good place where you can actually wait out the beginning initial battle, because you sort of want the payload cart to move a little bit forward, let the chain of defense move forward so you can get behind them. Because you can't enter their spawn zone, obviously, which means that you're pretty much stuck there for a while, because with the Your Eternal Reward, you can't go straight up at him. You can't be cloaked. So my main idea, well, I fast forwarded this gameplay. I just decided to pick this spot, and I don't usually play on Barnblitz. I sort of just play Badlands and Badwater Basement and stuff like that. But you just sort of got to wait them out. Wait out until the line of defense moves forward so you can get behind them. And right here, I was just waiting for this Ubered Heavy. I was decloaked because I didn't have any cloak left, but luckily they didn't notice me, and here they're starting to push the cart forward, and now's my opportunity to sort of try and nab the victory. Right here's my first kill of the round, and I took the Heavy's disguise. I killed him, so I'm disguised as the Heavy, and I just kind of got bored and decided, how many people can I get to trick to think that I'm actually on their team? So I just waited next to the payload cart, and enough people came by, I'm like, crap, I should probably start killing them. And so, you know, I started knifing. I think I only got 2 people, and then I ran away, tried getting the health, and the medic got me. Of all people, the medic kills me. So, yeah. I mean, that wasn't really any sort of helpful hint. I was just kind of bored and wanted to see how many enemies I could get around me without noticing. And I got like 4 or 5 at least to think that I was on their team. So one way that I improved from the last Team Fortress 2 is killing scouts. I was really not good at killing scouts before, but now I've sort of figured out how to do it well. And the trick is to anticipate when they move backwards, because you can't catch up with them. That's the easiest thing to do, is wait for them to move backwards and then get the stab. I actually got 2 good scout stabs. I'm going to rewind to those real quick so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So here's the first one, and it's exactly what I'm talking about. Just wait for him to back up and then stab him. Yep, there he goes. And we're just going to move back on into the normal gameplay. This is real time now. He's going to back up into me and then I stab him, just like that. And actually coming up is going to be another really good scout stab. I get it right after I kill the heavy, so look out for that. So right here I'm going to get into a little tussle with the medic, and this is a prime example of when you're supposed to be using your gun. And I was just too stupid to do that, but my engineer friend there helped me out and sort of just, you know, distracted the medic while I can run away. And I know that's not what you're supposed to be doing to your teammates. I kind of screwed mine over, but it's okay. So right here, the heavy's moving the cart. I decide to kill him, and here comes the next good scout stab. I mean, he just sort of ran forward and I killed him, but you know, regardless, I got him. It's not exactly what I was talking about, but when you see the opportunity, you gotta seize it. You gotta seize the day. Carpe diem. So if you guys haven't noticed, this is actually the longest life of the gameplay, and I think this is my new record for most amount of kills in one life, and I do relatively well. You just gotta make sure you stay behind the enemy with the Your Eternal Reward, because it kills people silently, so they're not going to notice if you kill your teammate who's right behind you, which is really key with using this weapon. So right here was one of the stupidest moves I made in my entire gameplay. I just decided to go out there and kill the heavy, and then I'm like, I thought I was hot stuff right there, so I'm like, oh, let's just kill everyone, I got this. And I get a few good people, but once I get into the cluster right here, everybody sees me and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. And that's where I'm going to end off the gameplay, just because any more of the gameplay is just really long and it drags on. But yeah, so if you enjoyed it, please give me a like. I love morale boosters. And other than that, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm your host, Noam Chomsky, signing off.